Hi moms, this is specifically for you, particularly if you have young children. Today is the first day of school for Huntsville City Schools, and it made me start thinking about you as moms as you're seeing your children off to school, sometimes for the first time. It's exciting, but it's also emotional. We tear up when this happens because our children are growing up, and it's hard to think about that, and it's just difficult. It's an emotional time. But as I was thinking about it in relation to my job as an estate planning lawyer, I thought about the number of moms that who I have consulted with, who the most difficult thing is for them to imagine not being there for the child to grow up. You know, moms have such a hard time thinking about that. I think dads do too, but I'm speaking to moms. So we have such a hard time thinking about not being there for our children, that we're not there when they have these big milestones, first day of school, prom, graduating high school, their first date, their first kiss, getting married, graduating college, those type of things. We have a hard time thinking about not being there for those events. And sometimes it keeps us from making plans for if that happens. Now, the probability of that happening is very low, but it is possible. And because it is a possibility, you need to make plans for if that happens. Because as hard as it is to even think about and consider a life where you are not there for your children, for you to raise your children yourself and be there for all those milestones, what would be even harder is for your children, if both parents are dead, for your children to have to be in limbo and not know where they're going to live. They're already mourning you. They're already grieving that they don't have their parents in their lives. Can you imagine the turmoil that would be in their lives if their relatives were fighting in court over who's going to raise them? You can prevent that. So you can push through this hard to prevent them from going through that really, really difficult situation. I've been there as a divorce lawyer and seen custody cases. I've seen grandparents fighting over custody because their parents are deceased. You don't want that for your kids. You have the opportunity to do your estate plan and name guardians for your children. So you can say, if I'm dead, if my child's parent, my child's dad is dead, if we're both dead, this is who I want to raise my children. And it may not be your mother, it may not be your father, it may not be your sister. There are a number of people that you may choose because you want someone who's going to raise them like you, with similar morals, values, work ethic, education, faith, all these things that you are instilling in your children. You want to name a guardian who will do the same thing and who will give them the most stable life in the process of doing all that. And it may not be a parent. I've had clients who said, I do not want a particular parent raising my child. And if you've got that situation and you don't do your estate plan, then that parent could be the one that ends up raising your kids if you don't get this done. So as you are going through the emotions already of seeing your kids off to school for the first day today here in Huntsville, Alabama, I just encourage you to think through getting your estate plan done and providing for your kids. You do the hard thing now so your kids won't have to do the hard thing in the future. I'm Tanya Hendricks, estate planning lawyer here in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm with Huntsville Estate Planning Lawyer, LLC. You can reach out to me at HuntsvilleEstatePlanningLawyers.com. That is HuntsvilleEstatePlanningLawyers.com. And again, I'm Tanya Hendricks, and I hope you have a great day and that your babies have a wonderful school year this year.